It's time we go back and revisit Derry and Pennywise the Clown. Join me? Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Nerd News. I finally get a chance to review this movie. Yet again, life gets in the way, but you know what? The show must go on. And today we're going to do a movie review. I don't know if you know what movie I'm doing, but we're going to do a review on It Chapter 2, or as Bill Hader calls it, It's. So It starts 27 years after the fact of all the things that happened to the Losers Club when they were kids. Now they're all grown-up adults, and they're probably going to need shrinks. I could just see what it's like now when they're inside the shrink's office. So, tell me about this clown. Well, he pulled my brother's arm off, then he took him down a drainage sewer, and then he ate the rest of his body. What? Yeah, it's probably the worst summer ever. Now, going into this movie, I kind of knew what was going on because, you know, I saw the original Tim Curry movie and I read half of the book. Okay, I need to read more books. I watched too many movies. Let's go on. So the thing that's blatantly obvious about this movie is the casting. Now, it's kind of, we got to reverse think this. Normally, it's like the kids will play the adults. No. The adults are playing the kids. See what I did there? You kind of flipped it. When watching the movie, you get this amazing feeling of, oh my God, this is exactly Richie just as an adult, which Bill Hader steals the movie, by the way. I mean, his humor is just amazing. This means humor. So the movie did a fantastic job jumping back between kids and adults, They did really neat little cuts that almost made it feel like a stage performance when they're, changing the sets. It's a seamless transition, and it's just uniquely edited, and it doesn't take away from the movie when they add these flashbacks. Now, one thing that I'm going to point out, it's something that you're not going to unsee when you see the movie. So you know how Marvel does the de-aging of their actors? Well, It Chapter 2, or It's, does the opposite. The kids are a lot older now, and so they have to do the opposite, the Benjamin Button effect, and make them look younger. It's almost like the Henry Cavill, mustache thing, but it's not blatantly like, well, I did it with my computer. No, it looks very, very good. You can't tell, but now that you know about it, you'll be able to see it. And now let's talk about Pennywise, the whole reason why we're here, kids. So we're going to see the way that Pennywise lures children. It's creepy. He takes this little firefly and he lures this little girl under the bleachers. Now this little girl is an outcast. She gets made fun of because she has a birthmark on her cheek. Well, Pennywise uses that and says, no one makes friends, wants to be my friend either because the way that I look. And he kind of lures her in. It's like his own Losers Club with this little girl. So Pennywise lures her a little closer, and you guess what's next? He goes, ah! And he eats this poor little girl. It's sad and creepy as all get out. So when you actually see Pennywise and as the old woman, you saw that in the trailer, but it's a little creepier when you see it in the actual film. Because of, it's Pennywise, but the scene goes a little creepier. What you don't see after the trailer ends is that he turns into this looks like a giant troll doll with a long neck and chasing poor Jessica Chastain around the apartment and is going to eat her, and it is creepy as well. I mean, it's an old woman that looks like a troll doll. Wouldn't you run away too? And then another scene with Pennywise that's really creepy. You saw it in the trailer. Well, he's pulling, it looks like his face off. What pretty much he's doing, you see him in a human form, and he is showing Jessica Chastain's character. He's trying to scare her, essentially. So he's putting on the makeup, and she knows who it is. But, just to make sure, she knows, he scratches and makes the whole red eye thing, and he's bleeding, and he's laughing, and it's very Joker-esque, and it is more terrifying than the old troll woman. So the losers have all grown up. They're married, they have their careers, except for Mike. Mike is completely crazy, still living in Derry, and still trying to figure out how to kill Pennywise. So Mike actually finds out how to destroy Pennywise, calls up the losers, and they all come back, and he tells them about their plan, and they all kind of freak out and they don't like it because it's, they don't want to bring up old stuff. I mean, wouldn't you? I mean, wouldn't that creep you out? I know it creeped me out. So the losers have to collect all their little tokens, all their little trinkets. That's going to help devise the, I guess you would say, weapon to kill Pennywise. And as they go through their own journeys to select or to find their tokens, Pennywise just messes with them in all these unique ways. And I think Jessica Chastain has the worst because she is surrounded and covered in blood, much like this. No, I'm not going to go in depth of how they actually killed Pennywise because I want you to see the movie. But the only thing I'm going to say, because the pop figures have ruined it, he turns into a giant spider, like a half spider, half Pennywise. It's really cool. And buy the pop figure, by the way. It's wicked cool. It's wicked cool. But It's Chapter 2 was a great ending to this creepy new pop culture icon that I definitely think that you should check out. It'll also make you afraid of things like, oh, I don't know, red balloons. I think you should definitely check it out. It is something that's worth watching. If you haven't seen the first one or even the original, you definitely have to check it out because, I mean, things happen in it that you wouldn't believe. I mean, it's like a nightmare, essentially. It's like a nightmare where you're covered in things like, blood or balloons. So Chapter 2, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Either let me know, Chris, I liked it, or I don't like it. Send me a bunch of balloons, like 1, I really like it, or 2, it was a fantastic, or 3, I recommend it for my family. And as always, you can find me on Instagram and on Twitter. And remember, guys, if you're allergic to latex, you definitely got to steer clear of this movie because there's latex all over this movie, like covering it.